Okay, that was great. So now we're going to look at your just physical health in general. So have you experienced any injuries from playing sport or exercising?
I have actually. I encountered a shoulder injury when I was about 16 years old.
Okay. What sport was that in?
That was during a football match.
Okay. Does this injury affect your everyday life and like your mobility to do basic tasks?
It doesn't, but there is a risk that it could do.
Okay. So has there been any activities or sports you've been told not to take part in by a health professional?
Yes, things like skiing, ice skating, and weightlifting.
Okay. What about like everyday tasks?
Yes, possibly the lifting of heavy items and especially reaching up above head height.
Okay. So do you think this has impacted you when you're developing your exercise program?
Yes, I believe it has.
Okay. So now we're going to look at your medical history and referral just to see if you have any of these health issues. So have you experienced any of these health issues? So I'm going to go through the list and you say yes or no if
Okay.
you've experienced any of these. So heart attack or heart disease,
No,
diabetes,
no,
asthma,
no,
tuberculosis,
no,
cancer,
no,
muscle nerve diseases,
no,
bone fractures or osteoporosis,
no,
strokes or TIAs,
no,
COPD,
no,
pneumonia,
no.
or accidents and injuries,
Yes.
which you have mentioned previously.
Yes.
Did that require an operation?
Yes, it did. It did. Under anaesthetic.
Okay. So have your family members experienced any of these health issues or any other that you think are important?
Yes. On the list there, my father suffered from angina. And ended up having a triple bypass. And also my mother, currently has macular degeneration in her eyes.
Okay, that's fine. So do you have any allergies?
Yes, I have one, which is I'm allergic to penicillin.
And that's your only allergy?
Yes.
Would you say your allergy is quite severe when you're exposed to penicillin?
If I was to take it, then yes.
Okay. And are you currently taking any medication for a health condition or your shoulder injury?
No, nothing currently.
Okay. And so lastly, just so when we commence with the health consultation and exercise program, that we know you have given us informed consent to and acknowledge the guidelines. So I'm going to read them to you and then ask you to sign and date it at the bottom.
Okay.
So this is to make sure you've acknowledged and understood the following. You have a right to withdraw from the consultation at any time as your participation is voluntary.
Okay.
That you understand your results will be kept private unless you choose for them to be shared.
Okay.
You know that you must complete a form before undergoing any exercise regarding medical conditions or injuries which may affect or put you at risk during the program.
Okay.
That you understand with the exercise program there is a risk of injury, but you can reduce the chances by following the guidance.
Yes.
And that you understand that all the guidance and goals in which make up the development program is to help encourage a healthier lifestyle by regularly taking part in exercise and controlling lifestyle factors. So I've given you a copy in front of you now. Just you have a read through it and make sure that you understand everything and sign and date it when you're happy with it.
Okay, thank you. Yep, that's fine, and I've signed that for you there.
Okay, great. Okay, so now we finished the health consultation questionnaire, we're going to conduct the health screening tests. So it's going to be a series of 4 tests. We're going to measure your resting heart rate, your blood pressure, your body mass index and waist to hip ratio. So are you okay and are consenting to take part in these tests?
Yes, I'm happy to proceed.
Okay, great. So first we're going to take your resting heart rate.
Okay.
Would you prefer me to take the heart rate from your neck or from your wrist?
From my neck.
Okay, that's fine. And you are consenting for me to do that?
Yes, I'm happy, yes.
Okay, so we're just going to measure that now for 60 seconds.
Okay.
That was 60 seconds and we got 79 beats per minute. But we're going to repeat that further 2 times and form an average so we can get an accurate reading.
Okay.
So now we have a total of 3 readings of 79, 80 and 81, and we've formed an average of 80 beats per minute for the resting heart rate. So next we're going to calculate your body mass index. This requires us knowing your weight and your height. So firstly we're going to measure your weight. So we're going to be using a scale which I've calibrated to kilograms.
Okay.
Are you happy to measure your weight?
Yes.
So you step on when you are ready.
Thank you.
And that's a reading of 85.1. So we're going to do that a further 2 times, so we get 3 readings in total and then calculate an average from that.
Okay.
And each time we got 85.1, so that was a total weight of 85.1. Next I'm going to measure your height using a tape measure.
Okay.
And that's 1 meter 83.
Yes.
So in centimetres that's 183 centimetres. And we're going to use that to calculate your body mass index.
Okay.
So now that we have your height and weight, we're going to use that in the body mass index calculator to calculate your BMI, and we got a total of 26.8 for your BMI, which we calculated by taking the person's weight in kilograms, dividing it by their height in meters squared. So next we're going to be measuring your waist to hip ratio. This test requires me to measure your waist circumference and your hip circumference. So are you okay with me doing that? I'll be standing from behind you taking the measurement.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Let's do that now, if you don't mind lifting your arms up. So
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So your waist measurement, I've got a measurement of 96 centimetres. And so now we're going to do your hip. And that was a reading of 68 centimetres. So now we have those 2 readings, we're going to use them to calculate your waist-hip ratio. So the way we do that is taking your waist circumference of 96 and dividing it by your hip circumference of 68, which gives us a total of 1.41 for your waist-to-hip ratio. Lastly, we are going to be measuring your blood pressure. So this is going to require you wearing a portable device worn around your waist, which is attached to a cuff which will go around your arm. And we're going to measure that. So are you okay for us to measure that?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Okay, great. So if you don't mind, if you can roll up your sleeve so I can place it around your upper arm.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't mind sitting down as well, so just stay relaxed through the test.
No problem.
So the device is going to produce 2 figures, your systolic pressure, which is when your heart is pushing the blood out, and your diastolic pressure when your heart is resting between each beats. And the normal blood pressure through NHS guidance is considered to be between 90/60 millimeters of mercury and 120/80 millimeters of mercury. So we'll just wait for the reading. So we have the values now. So your systolic pressure was 110 and your diastolic pressure was 70. So that is in the normal blood pressure reading. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.